Hello there everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel with me, Steve. This video is going to be, I think I have done this before, I think I did like an update video of this, but I don't know exactly, but I thought I'd do that because I'm bored and I like to do a video. So, yeah, it's my day off today. Today is Thursday, payday, yay, you really like rock and roll, that sort of thing, yeah. I know that was horrible. I apologize about that, but that's basically what this video is about. As you can tell by my shirt, I mean, what do you think of my shirt? Do you think it's pretty cool or anything like that? Let me know down in the comments. I mean, I have I think 3 other shirts as well, but I know I'm still trying to work on getting some more. I had more and more shirts, but this video is going to be my Kiss vinyl record collection as of December 2022. We're almost at the end of 2022, and then we're going to 2023. So I thought I would show everybody my vinyl records of Kiss, like how they are right now, and I am slowly, getting to the ones that I'm looking for and stuff. It's just taking me a while because I'm trying to look for them for the right price. A lot of them are going for a lot because now with them announcing their end of the road tour, I think that started back in 2018 or 19, one of them years. I think 19, but then COVID struck in 2020. It's still here, unfortunately, but I don't think it's bad like it was in 2020 and 2021. I don't know. I mean, but personally, this is something they announced a while ago, and I still have yet to see them in person, by the way. I've never seen them in concert. My mother has, and I think that's pretty much about it. I don't think any of the rest of my family members have. But yeah, I mean, that's okay. But let's get into this video. I know I'm talking and stuff, and we're already 2 minutes into the video. So let's get into this. Let's not waste any time. And we'll start off with the first record, which is their first album, their 1974 self-titled album. And of course, about this album now, what I read about this album was almost what people thought was like thing that had to do with the Beatles album with the Beatles, because it's in black and white, or well, the way that it's shot, like it's in black and the Beatles, like stand together and stuff, and Kiss on here, and of course, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Ace Frehley, all their makeup they did themselves. But Peter Criss right here, this was done by a professional. And of course, Peter Criss was with a group before, but then he came to Kiss. And of course, Kiss originally was going to be called Wicked Lester. I'm so glad they changed the name of the group. And yeah, this is a really, really good album too. This one's on the Casablanca Record and Film Works label. It has Kissin' Time on it. And I'm not going to say like what pressing it is and stuff, because people tell me, if they're on a blue label, whatever, it can be like a, not talking to you, Siri. Apologies. But yeah, I mean, if you, know, like the pressings of these albums and stuff, I mean, I think like if they're on the Casablanca Record and Film Works ones, they're later pressings. And the blue ones, I thought, like, are early pressings. But again, if you want to like comment on the video and you tell me like what pressings, these albums are and stuff, I mean, because I know I'm trying my best at this stuff, I paid about $20 for this, I mean, because again, this is a great album, and this has the studio version of Nothing to Lose. Some of these have the live version of Nothing to Lose, and I don't know why exactly, that has it on there, but it is pretty cool, actually. There you go. Next one would actually be Hotter Than Hell, but I don't have that. I do have it, but I'll explain in a minute. Here's Dressed to Kill. This is, well, it's actually a pretty good album, but it's not really an album I listen to all the time. I'd listen to Hotter Than Hell more than this one if I had it. But I do have it. I will explain once again. And this one's on the Casablanca Blue label. With the word NBLP 77016. Yeah, I don't know that whole thing. I've seen like so many of them, on the website and stuff, like on eBay and a few others. But again, to me, I thought blue labels, are first pressings and stuff. But I don't know. And everybody, can explain, what they are and all that stuff. And there's some really good songs in this one. Like I love She, and of course Rock and Roll All Night. But I know other ones are good, like Come On and Love Me, and I think Room Service is pretty good, and a few others too, and Rock Bottom. But just not really an album I listen to all the time. Next one I have is this one, and that's Kiss the Originals. 3 Kiss albums in one, which is their first album, and Hotter Than Hell, which I mentioned. I mean, I said I do have it. I just don't have the album itself, but I do have it right here. And Dressed to Kill. They're all on the Casablanca label, or Casablanca, I think it's just the Casablanca label. It's not Record and Film Works. This one I paid a pretty good amount for and stuff, because it has a price tag there of $50, but it's really, really good. I mean, it's, you know, it's great to listen to. It's all 3 great albums. Well, 2 albums that are really, really good, Kiss and Hotter Than Hell, and Dressed to Kill is pretty much an alright album, as I mentioned. I know people disagree and say Dressed to Kill, is a really great album, but that's everybody's decision, or their choice, whatever way you want to say it. Here's a very good one, Kiss Alive, their first live album that was in 3 states that they did, like New Jersey, Ohio, and I want to say Michigan, one of them, I think, because one I think was in Detroit, then the other was, I think it was in Cleveland, the other one, I don't think it was in, like, anywhere, like Trenton, New Jersey, or anything like that. I don't remember, maybe, I don't think it's Camden, New Jersey, I can't remember. I know it was in New Jersey, pretty sure it was. But it's a really, really great album. This is one of my favorites to listen to. It's in my top 5 for sure, along with their first album. And this one is on the Casablanca label, with NBLP 7020. You know, just that thing that they mentioned on there and stuff. I mean, it looks like to me it's a first pressing. I mean, it's got a price tag of 20 on it, but again, anybody can explain it to me in there. I'm just not going to say if it's a first pressing or whatever. I probably just have to do more research on it. It would tell me. Here's another copy of Kiss Alive. Yes, I have 3 copies, and I'll explain why. This one is on the Casablanca label. Just Casablanca, not the blue label or anything like that. Also has the other record too. And here is a 3rd copy of Kiss Alive. And this one is on the Casablanca Record and Film Works label, which I think, again, is a later pressing. But again, and I love the album cover. I love how Ace Frehley has a guitar, you know, like on there. I mean, he always did that kind of stuff, which I think is awesome. I mean, but my favorite one on this is Parasite. I love their live version of it, and She, Do's and Strutters, always, you know, really good to listen to, and Black Diamond, Rock and Roll Night. Yep, really, really great album from Kiss. One of the best live albums. Here's another great album that everybody loves, and that's Destroyer. I like Destroyer as well, too. I mean, I don't listen to it all the time, but it is a great album. This one's on, oh, pulled it out, it should have been in that thing, but it's on the Casablanca blue label. It has a price tag of $5 on it, so that's probably why it was so cheap. I mean, it's not really in the best condition, and a lot of these don't have dust jackets on them. You know, the thing that protects the album, you know, itself, you know, like this thing around it, it's called a dust jacket. And the thing inside there, like the little you know, thing that like protects the record or the vinyl itself, which are these slip covers, I think they call them. And this one, of course, is on the Casablanca label. And there you go. And another copy of Destroyer, and you probably know what's coming for that. And yes, on the Casablanca Record and Film Works label. This was purchased at a This was purchased at a record show. They had like a thing in Arbutus, Maryland, a record show. You know, people like selling a bunch of records and stuff. And that was those 2 I came upon. That and Rock and Roll Over. Not Rock and Roll Over. That's the next one I'm showing, by the way. The other one I got was Dressed to Kill in the originals. Or that may have been purchased like in different days. But here's Rock and Roll Over. And this is unfortunately damaged, as you can see. If I see them at flea markets, anything like that, or yard sales, I go for them. I mean, even if they're not really in the best condition, I try and clean them up as much as I can. And this one's on the Casablanca label with this little cover. It has no dust jacket. Yep, but still a great album. I mean, a lot of great songs in this one, too. And I have another copy in much, much better condition with a dust jacket. A buddy of mine usually sells these records. Lou, his name is. And that's the label it's on, too. Also on the Casablanca label. Don't have the Casablanca Record and Film Works one, but doesn't really matter. Here is Love Gun. This is my only copy I have of this album. I had several copies of a lot of Kiss albums. And this is on the Casablanca Record and Film Works. I had one, that had the slipcover in it. And I had one that had a dust jacket, too. And also had the Love Gun gun. The gun itself. Yes. A buddy of mine had that at a flea market and gave it to me for like $25 or $30, which I think was outstanding because I know it goes for more than that. A lot of people comment on my video and was like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, well, believe it. It was true. I don't own it anymore, unfortunately. I sold it a while ago. Here we got Kiss Alive 2, their second live album. Still a great one to listen to, but not as good as Alive. And this is on the Casablanca Record and Film Works label. But unfortunately, it doesn't have a second copy of Alive 2. But I saw it. And of course, Gene Simmons' iconic face in the background. On the back there, I love that shot of him. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, because I think that is definitely, his look. And the rest of the group, too. Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. And here is a second copy of Alive 2. This is purchased at a music store in Arbutus. Next to, also in the Casablanca Record and Film Works label. And there's record number 2. And, of course, Gene Simmons' iconic face on the front, too, which I think is awesome. It doesn't have a dust jacket, though. I should, get some of them, to protect these records. But that's okay. I mean, they still play fine. That's the important thing. Here we got Double Platinum. This one, of course, on the Casablanca Record and Film Works label. I don't know if they're like U.S. pressings or whatever. The other one has like a slip cover, which is pretty cool. And this is really, really awesome to listen to. When you open it up, well, you gotta watch the glare. But you see like the group there, like the way it's shot on there and all that. Yep, good to listen to. That one I think I got at the music store. Here we got Gene Simmons' solo album. This is the only one I have, and the other person I have that you'll see in a minute. I don't have Paul Stanley and Peter Criss. And there it is on the Casablanca Record and Film Works label. And, of course, here is the best one, Ace Frehley. Absolutely love this album. Ace Frehley is definitely one of the best from Kiss. I mean, my other favorites are, of course, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Peter Criss I'm a fan of, and same with Eric Carr. But Vinnie Vincent, who replaced Ace Frehley later on. Mark St. John, who wasn't with them long, unfortunately. And Bruce Kulick, who was pretty good after Mark St. John. But again, this one is the best one out of the solo albums. Heard Paul Stanley's is good. Gene Simmons is all right. Ace Frehley is the best. And Peter Criss is not the best, from what I heard. I used to own all 4 of them. And I had 2 of the posters. One for Peter Criss and one for Paul Stanley. I didn't have Gene Simmons' poster or Ace Frehley, but I had all 4 of the solo albums. Here's another great album. That's Dynasty or Dynasty. And this one is on the Custom Kiss label. It's actually Casablanca Record and Film Works, but there's 2 designs. There's one that's just the Casablanca Record and Film Works, and the one that has Kiss on there. And, of course, a great shot of the group on there. The last one, though, to feature Peter Criss before he left and wouldn't return until, like, 1996 or 95, somewhere around there. I think it was 96 when they did the reunion tour. Yeah, I love 2000 Man on this, and I Was Made for Loving You. Sure Knows Something. Yeah, really, really great album. A lot of people call it the disco album, but it is not. It's rock and roll. Kiss never did one single disco song, not even one dance song. Never. Now we get into Animalize. Unfortunately, I don't have still Unmasked, even though I don't care for that album. Music from the Elder, another album I don't care for, and Creatures of the Night. I know they released their 40th anniversary, still don't have it, but eventually I will. Got to find it for the right price. I don't want to pay like a lot of money. And I don't want to buy like picture discs. You know, some people, you know, sell picture discs of those albums. I'm not really into collecting that kind of stuff. I prefer it if they were like, you know, just regular albums, like first pressings or anything like that, and not even autograph. You know, I don't want to collect autographed albums of them. But great shot, you know, the group on here that it has, and including Mark St. John that is on there. Unfortunately, he wasn't with the group long and unfortunately passed. And Eric Carr as well, unfortunately passed too. In 1991. Mark St. John, I can't remember, and this is on the Mercury label. This is right after Kiss, you know, was done with Casablanca and went to Mercury. I believe Creatures of the Night was the last album they did on the Casablanca label, or unless it, I mean, I think there is one that's on Mercury, but it's a later pressing. Or the reissue, you know, the one with them without their makeup. And I don't have Revenge. I know there's a few others. Don't have Hot in the Shade. I don't have Crazy Nights, another album I don't really care for, but Revenge is good. Hot in the Shade is good. And I don't have Carnival of Souls and Psycho Circus and Alive 3. I mean, some of them are hard to find on vinyl, but Alive 3 mostly is a, you know, reissue and stuff. I don't think they released it on vinyl back in 93. I think that's when it came out. And same with Psycho Circus. That came out in 1998. And I don't think they ever released it on vinyl, as far as I know. And then there are, like, other live albums they did, like Alive 4 and a few others. And, and Sonic Boom and Monster, a couple other albums they did. And I think there's another album I'm missing. I can't remember, but like I said, just their live albums mostly, and probably some compilation albums that they did, also released on vinyl. And the last one I own is Asylum, a very, very good album of Kiss. Kind of reminds me of Dynasty a little bit, just the way that the group is and stuff, you know, with Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons. Let's see which one is, I think this one is Bruce Kulick, and this is Eric Carr. I don't know. I mean, I might have, yeah, I'm trying to look on here. Let's see which one, because it shows, you know, the group on the back. Some people may not be big on this album, but I think really it's a great one, you know, because a lot of songs, you know, are really good on this. I know I'm not naming, like, what songs I think are the best on it and stuff, but it says on Polygram Records, but it's the Mercury label. Yeah, but very, very good Kiss album. I mean, I absolutely do love this album. I know there are some people, again, that may not like it, but I personally don't know why. Yeah, I'm just looking this over again, like seeing which one is which. I mean, because it's hard to tell from this side and the back side. Like on the back here, that's Eric Carr right there, and Bruce Kulick way over here. Then I'm trying to look on the front here and see which one is which, and on the bottom. Man, yeah, I think that's Bruce Kulick, like right over here, and Eric Carr right there. But if I'm wrong, sorry. I mean, yeah, but still, a very, very good album. A great album from Kiss. And there you go. A lot of them are very good. Although there are some, you know, that aren't that good. Like I said, Music from the Elder and a few others too. But I know they have their fan base and stuff, but there you go. And there you go. That's my Kiss vinyl record collection. I don't have any others, like 45s or cassettes or even CDs. I sold a lot of them, unfortunately. But yeah, so that's my collection as of December 2022. Hope everybody enjoyed that. If you do like this video, hit it with a thumbs up, and you can comment, that's what I'm trying to say, but no negative stuff. And subscribe also. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. And you all take care, and thank you again for watching.